It means, let's say, a group of people can be called a crew. So this weekend we're gonna spend with the kindness crew. But why are they called the kindness crew? For that, we are about to find out. Now this story begins in a small town, in a big city, in a small town, and in a huge school. And it starts in a second grade class, where sits Arya Arav, Ira, and Ananya. They were classmates and also really good friends. They also lived in the same colony. Now, their classroom was flooded with colorful charts, kindness trees on the wall, and a golden star chart that their class homeroom teacher, Miss Meera, used to reward their thoughtful behavior. Now, the New Year's was almost in the corner. They were all so excited to start the new year and go for their end of the year holidays. But Miss Meera had something in mind. She had a task for her, and she said, "Children, today we will be learning about acts of kindness." Can someone tell me what is kindness? Can any of you tell me what kindness means or what does it look like? Keshav has raised his hand. Yes, Keshav, what is kindness?
Helping others.
Helping others. Okay. Amisha, what is kindness?
Ma'am, it is the quality of being generous and friendly.
That's also right. Anyone else would like? Yes, Yogita Rawat, Tishya, what is kindness?
Kindness is an act that people love.
Yes, people also love kindness. Everyone loves kindness. So just like you, Arav, Ira, and Ananya gave all the right answers, and they were so excited to learn about kindness. And she says, "Children, New Year's is almost around here, and I have a special weekend challenge for you. I want each and every one of you to do at least one act of kindness, a random act of kindness. Nobody else have to do something for you, and they don't have to give you any or give you any favors for you to do that act of kindness. You're gonna have to do a random act of kindness and then come back after New Year's and to share all about it in the classroom." Now the class burst with excitement and they started talking to each other. "I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." And all hands shot up with ideas. They were all going to do really great things. And with that, the school ended and they all went back home. They had only 2 days until New Year's to think and do their random act of kindness. And the first one to go ahead, it was 2 days to New Year's. And the first one thinking about his random act of kindness was Arav. Arav was sitting at his home thinking, what act of kindness should I do? Should I go ahead and help my friend with his homework? But all of my friends are smart, they finish their homework on time. Now Arav was sitting at the breakfast table and thinking about what and how can he help his friends or his neighbors. Right then, as he was about to go ahead, he heard a clattering of utensils behind him, and he realized his mother was in the kitchen cooking, and she accidentally dropped a bowl. While she was doing that, he realized that his mother has got so much to do. She's chopping on one hand, she's also cooking on the other hand, and he realized, Mama's doing so much. Maybe I could lend her a hand and help her out. So he asked, "Mama, is there anything I can do to help you?" Aru's mother was surprised. "You help me? That would be lovely, beta. Why don't you go wash your hand first and then come around helping peel these potatoes?" Now Arav went there and started peeling the potatoes. But while he was helping out his mother, he realized not only was his mother cooking, but she was also cooking one thing, she was cooking 2 or 3 things at the same time. Arav was surprised. He knew that his mother cooked delicious food and so many dishes every day, but he never realized she cooked so many things at the same time. She was looking at the rice, at the same time she was also looking at the curry, and she was also chopping on the other hand. And he was so surprised to see that. And Arav's heard his father call out, "Where is my wallet? I can't find it." And his mother says, "It's right next to the drawer in your clothes." And then while she's cooking and chopping again, he hears his elder sister, his Didi, call out, "Mama, where's my hairband? I can't find it." And his mother patiently replies, "It's right next to your stationery boxes." And that's where she finds it. But he realizes his father and his sister keep calling his mother out. And he suddenly remembered even he does the same thing. While he's getting ready for school, he calls out his mother and says, "Mom, where's my sock? I can't find it." And then he remembers his mother rushes from the kitchen, helping him find his socks, and then goes back to cooking again. And then he thinks to himself, she cooked, she cleaned, and she's still helping everyone find their thing. She really works so hard. And then that moment, Arav realizes something. His mother is not only cooking in the kitchen, but she's helping out everyone. And she is getting tired, but nobody ever really appreciates her. Nobody gives her any reward. All of them go to school or work and come back, and there is hot food prepared for them. But nobody ever said thank you to her for the food that she prepares or all the work that she does at home. He realizes that his mother works really hard at home. They are not the only ones getting tired every day. His mother also gets tired. And when everyone sat on the table to have their breakfast, Arav says to everyone, "Papa, Didi, I think Mama does too much work. She cooks, she cleans, and is always running around everywhere to help us. From now on, we should do our own work. Didi, you should help around cleaning your own room. Papa, you should keep your stuff in places so that Mama doesn't have to work for you. And Mama, you can relax a little bit. You don't have to do all of it on your own. All of us are your family, and we can help you out." His father and his Didi realizes so that their mother and his wife has actually been doing so much. And the father says, "You're absolutely right, Arav. I never thought of it that way. I always went to office and came back, but never thought how much work she does at home. I will always try to keep my things in place from now on." And even his Didi smiles and says, "And I will find my own hairband, and I will clean my own room, and I will also help Mom whenever I can." Arav was so happy to hear that. But the one who was most happy was the mother. She never thought her family could also think for her and could also help her in the household work. And Arav says, I will help Mama in the kitchen whenever I can after coming back home and completing my homework." Arav's mother heart was filled with love and warmth. And she says, "Thank you for being so kind, Arav. You made my morning brighter. I am so proud of you, beta." And Arav realizes the most important thing, that kindness does not really have to start with your friends or your neighbors. It can start right at your home. Maybe kindness really does begin at home. And that was his first act of kindness. Now with that, Arav goes to sleep, and Arav's family is always helping out his mother, and his mother gets loads and loads of rest every day. And sometimes she gets so free that she can even come out and play with them in the evenings. And they live happily ever after. But there is only one day to New Year now. It's the next day. Let's see whose next act of kindness we are going to learn about. This is Ananya. This is Ira, and she is sitting on a windowsill thinking, do one act of kindness this weekend. What is it that I can do? I have loads of candies at home. Maybe I can share it with someone. That could be my act of kindness. And she looks out of the window and sees there is an old man sitting on the bench looking at the children playing in the park. And he seems kind of sad. So Ira thinks, maybe I could share my candy with him and he will be happy. So she goes out, picks her jar full of candy. She runs out and he says, "Namaste, uncle. Would you like a candy?" And that old man is shocked. No child has ever offered him candy. Mostly, he is the one bringing out candy for his friends, his grandchildren, or the children in the park. But this is the first time somebody has offered him a candy. He was surprised and he says, "Candy for me? Thank you so much, beta. That's very kind of you." And the child thinks, that's it, this is my act of kindness. I can tell in the class all about it. As she is about to leave, she sees that the uncle has become sad. So she sits back on the bench and she asks, why are you sitting here all alone, uncle? Don't you play with anyone? And uncle says, ha ha ha, I am too old to play now. My grandchildren used to come visit me and we used to come together to the park and play together. But now they've gone back home to they've moved to another city and I miss their laughter. And I miss them playing in the park. They are not here anymore. And although the old man was smiling, the child could clearly see that the old man has tears in his eyes. And she realized that the old man is actually feeling very lonely without his grandchildren. And she remembers she sees this old man come to this park every day and sit on the bench all alone. And she says, that's so sad. And she tries to think, what is it that I can do for him to make him happy? And she says, I can come by and talk to you every day. Maybe I can bring my friends too. And the old man was surprised. You would do that for me? And he was so happy that his entire face lit up like Diwali lights. And the child says, of course, you can tell us stories. Old people have so many stories. We love stories. Would you tell us some? Hearing that, the old man laughed out loud and he says, ha ha ha, of course I have loads of stories and I will definitely tell you all of them. And from that day onwards, that very evening, she went ahead and grabbed so many of her friends and he was telling them so many stories of a squirrel, and he also told of a feathery peacock. He also told them a story of a chipmunk. I wonder where all these stories were coming from, but they were all so funny the kids enjoyed and loved it. And the old man was laughing like never before. Although he still misses his grandchildren, his new friends were also just the same. And he says, you children have no idea how happy you've made me. The park does not feel empty anymore. Now I come here and I have friends that I can hang out with and I can tell stories too. And Ira could see the man was so happy, and she could see that he does not feel lonely anymore. And she realizes maybe act of kindness is just not sharing fruits. Maybe it could be sharing loneliness with someone. If I sit with him, he's not lonely anymore. And she says, that's what my teacher taught us, that small kindness can make big changes. From that day onwards, she decided she'd always come by, but only after finishing her homework, and sit with the uncle and hear his loads and loads of stories and share candies with him. After coming back, she says to herself, kindness can start anywhere, even by sitting and listening to someone who feels lonely. It could be a friend, it could be your parents, it could be your siblings, or it could be a stranger in the park, but make sure that is someone you know and that is someone your parents know. We should always remember stranger danger and not talk to stranger unless they are friendly and your parents know them. And with that, we completed the second act of kindness. It's almost New Year's Eve and one of the child still haven't done her act of kindness. She sat on her balcony and she saw there were so many fireworks and she kept thinking, what could be my act of kindness? What shall I do? There were so many fireworks, another just burst in the sky, and it was so colorful that she completely forgot about the act of kindness. She wanted to see this firework from the streets, so she ran down the stairs and onto the streets. And she saw everyone was enjoying the end of the year and the coming of New Year. There were loud bangs in the sky and so many colors. It was like the sky has come alive and the stars were shooting down. It was such a lovely sight. She has never seen such a beautiful sky ever before. But as she was running around, she heard some whimpers. Like somebody's crying, maybe? She turned around to find out a small black dog near the dustbin was crying and scratching, and he was hiding. She could see that the loud noises and the bang was scaring him. And she says, "Oh no, you poor thing, don't be scared." But she didn't know what to do. How could she help the dog or the puppy? So she quickly grabbed some biscuits that she was carrying with her and she gave some to the puppy, thinking that the puppy might feel better. But the puppy was still more and more scared and he couldn't do anything. He kept barking and whimpering. And he had a collar. So the child knows that it belongs to someone, that the puppy belonged to some humans, but she didn't know what to do and how could he bring him back to his family. Panicked and all scared, the child grabbed him and rushed towards home, thinking, "I should help this poor dog and I should take him back home." The moment she ran back home, she told her parents, "Mom, Dad, look, the puppy is lost and scared. He was out on the street screaming when there were so many loud bangs in the sky. I don't think he enjoyed it. The more bangs, the more fireworks burst out, the more he was shivering and hiding. Can we please help him?" And Ira's parents know that she was the one of the kindest child, and she knew that they did a right job raising her up. And her father said, "Of course, Ira, we will help him find his home. Let's check his collar and call his family." Ira was surprised. "His collar? What do you mean?" Ira's father explained that some of the pet parents buy collars and write their numbers on the collars. Sometimes they even add QR code, so that if the pet ever gets lost, people can find his family and bring him back. Ira was surprised to find out about that, so she checked the collar and did actually find a number there. So Ira's father called him up and the family came crying back. And the moment they see the dog, they hugged him. And the moment the dog saw them, he rushed to them and started wagging his tail and hugged them. The mother of the child and the puppy, she started crying and said, "We were looking everywhere for him, but we couldn't find him." The moment the firecrackers started bursting, he got scared and he ran away. Although we put on some nice music for him to enjoy, but he was still so scared. It happens every single time. Every time there is people bursting fireworks, he gets so scared. He hides under the bed and he's shivering and he's crying. And all night we can't do anything but watch him. We tried stopping people from doing that, but they don't listen. Perhaps because they don't have a cat or a dog at their home crying in pain all night. Maybe that's why they don't understand. But we spend the entire night helping him out and watching him shiver in fear. That's what happened every single time people burst firecrackers. And his father, Ira's father, also says the same. That's right, the firecrackers must have scared him. It also happens with other street dogs. But these street dogs, they don't have a home to go to. So they run around here and there. Sometimes they get stuck in the gates. Sometimes they even get into accidents. Your companion dog must have ran away to seek shelter when Ira found him. And his mother was so happy that Ira found him, and he says, "Thank you so much for saving him. You are so kind." Now, Ira was a happy child, and she was happiest when there are always happy people around. But this time, there was even a happy dog around. So she says, "You're welcome. I'm glad he's safe now. And I hope everyone out there is helping or at least looking out after the street dogs whenever there's fireworks. Because just like your companion animal, all the street dogs must be scared, but they don't have a home. So I hope people are looking after them." And with that, she comes back home and thinks to herself, every small act of kindness, like helping an animal in need, can also make a big difference. Maybe all the little things that they do, maybe what Araf, Anaya, and I did, maybe it's not just one act of kindness. Maybe it doesn't have to be just a one-time thing. Kindness is something we don't have to do it just once. It's something we can do every day. And when after New Year's, when they all came back home, and Miss Meera asked, "So, who would like to share their act of kindness first?" All of the entire class raised their hand up, and Anaya, and Ara realized they were not the only one who did some kindness. All of the other friends were screaming, and they said, "When the fireworks began, I helped a cat keep her safe the entire night." And one of the other classmates screamed, "I helped my father after he came back home. I was helping him with his work." Although, to be honest, I think he was just distracting his father. But his father was still happy that his child is helping him out. And another child said, I also helped my family. I helped my Didi finish her homework. But in reality, he did not. But there were so many of them sharing other acts of kindness, such as helping around or staying. One of them even said, I went to my grandmother's place this weekend, and this time I told her a funny story and she laughed so much. And making her laugh was the best act of kindness I've ever done. And in that moment, slowly all of the children realize that kindness doesn't have to be a one day or one time thing. It's something we carry with ourselves for an entire life. And we don't have to get something for us to be kind in return. We can always be kind first and not expect anything. That's what makes us kind humans. And with that, we have come to the end of our story. You can either draw a flower like this and color it, paint it, make it the most colorful.